Conference report. I've been saying a lot of things on this topic, and so there's a couple I want to say to you. First of all, though, just the, no, I do not think that you are denying quantum mechanics. I totally respect your approach, which is has been to not see. I've put this in two stages, like I said this to you in a comment, but I'm just going to repeat myself. I put this in two arguments because one is that you can't argue that we have to accept no free will from determinacy, and then the other one is, why I believe in willpower and whatnot for various reasons. So I'm totally open to arguments that, yeah, but we don't have free will. Somehow, we are overcome with determinacy in our brains, and we just have an illusion of free will, so called. And I'm not going to change the word free will. I'm going to even people have a problem with, but nothing's totally free. Yeah, it's the word absolutely free doesn't make sense. Absolutely anything doesn't make sense. So we're talking about whether there's willpower, whether it's unfree or not. To say it's a free will is only to say, well, it's not unfree as far as I'm concerned. Now, what I don't really get is why people keep saying that it looks like it's Newtonian determined. Who lives that kind of life? Whose life is that ordered? And they really could predict the future of their life. I mean, I see people even really, really together people. It's only because they know they narrow in. They make a guess that can allow for 20% error, because then they make the more narrow guess after. It's algorithmic. It's an algorithmic thing. It's not because things are determinate. We do all these tricks and heuristics to try to get close enough to determination so we can get our ordinary survival underway. And then when we get into fulfilling ourselves further than that, it gets really complicated. And no, I don't think it looks so determined. I don't understand why people are saying that. So I do say, once we get to this point that you and I are at, where we agree, well, it could go either way. There's physics for the both. Why go your way? But I think one thing I want to say is that we need to all think about randomness. It's not free randomness, totally randomness. It could be anything. That's not QM randomness. So that version of randomness it's not what we're talking about. We're talking about probable things, probabilistic behavior, where things are probably going to happen. It's a little more intuitive why you might be able to rely on things that are probably going to happen. Why, when the roll of the die is random, can the casino make money? Well, they probably are going to make money. It is possible to bust a house in a casino, but it's pretty bad luck. So you can obviously think and work and reason in a probabilistic world and figure out what's probably going to happen, and then make your bets on that and do really, really well. The funny thing about thinking quantum mechanics is going to make everything more random is it's quite the opposite. I mean, what it does is make less likely things more like sure bets, like collecting solar energy. It can be made like a sure bet, where you collect every photon. Okay. So anyway, yeah, no, you're not. I totally. You've accepted argument one of mine that let's not argue against free will as if we're compelled to by the determinism of physics, and that's all I was really saying. That's the part I'm strongly care about, and then the next part, I care about very strongly too, but I don't really expect as much agreement. These are not hard mathematical, and they're very personal. I really think that the way I personally experience my will might be quite different from the way other people do. So, we might even be talking about the same thing when we say the decisions we make. And I'd like to talk about that kind of stuff. How do we experience our own will? That probably changes our philosophy of it. And these are all reasons, no, I don't want to pretend we don't have one, or that it's just an illusion and we should be looking at something else behind the curtain. It's a phenomena we're studying directly. Parts of it are illusion, yeah. So which parts? The whole thing. No, that's kind of which specific parts.